Yeah, welcome to another episode of the People, Passion, and Purpose podcast. It's been a crazy time in the last on this particular month of March. More stories, more power to wonderful women who have come forward to share their stories. And I think powerful stories come from amazing people. So we have one such interesting person that has come along. She had made a promise that she'll give us a podcast. So here she is. So, Sunita, I think it is fantastic that you do your introduction. But if I had to do it, I think Sunita is. Uh, I know her for the last, I think, 6 to 8 months max, not beyond that. But I think it's almost been like I know her for a very very long time. And she's an amazing cook. Always full of energy and full of passion in all things that she does. And I think somebody who's kept the kid in her alive, although she has two kids, and she's worked with kids all along. Kids at heart, kids beyond 18 years, and all that. So, Sunita, over to you, your introduction from your own thought process.
My introduction.
Mm.
I would say I'm a happiness coach, trainer, facilitator, unschooling mom, and as you said, kid at heart. So I think I love working with people. I love impacting somebody's life. So training ಮಾಡ್ಬೇಕಾದ್ರೆ ಅಥವಾ life coaching sessions ಮಾಡ್ಬೇಕಾದ್ರೆ that makes me alive. That's something which really makes me very happy. And yeah, I have two children. My son is 19 and my daughter is 13. I have unschooled them. I would say rather than unschooled, we are on an open learning journey where the children decide their education and their learning journey. And I am more of a witness. So with children, it's that. With what I do, um, I personally have gone through, I would say, ನಾನು self-judgmental PhD ಮಾಡಿದ್ದೀನಿ ಅಂತ. So ಹಾಗಾಗಿ ನನಗೆ I would understand it is so difficult for us when we are judging. And I feel the core problem of everything, that's the core issue of every problem is self-judgment. Once I am accepting myself, working on myself, I think most 90% of the other issues are handled. ಹಾಗಾಗಿ ನಾನು ಯಾರ ಜೊತೆನೋ ಕೆಲಸ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ it is more of working on their self-image. Uh, Even if I can make them fall 1% in love with themselves, I feel my. So that's about a little bit about me.
So, what are top five adventures in life that you've done?
I think unschooling was a big adventure. Choosing to take my children off was a crazy adventure when the whole family, everybody were against, family, friends, everybody were against it. Paragliding is one more adventure, especially when I went on a solo trip and went with strangers. And when I jumped off the so-called, I remember my mentor always would say, whenever you want to do something, just jump off the cliff, make the choice, and then you'll get the wings. And that's the experience I had when I was jumping off the cliff. That was one adventure. And then I think divorce, single parenting is the other adventure. It was not an easy choice again, but I think these are some of my best decisions. Uh, then what else have I done? I think every day is an adventure for me. So it's like a miraculous journey. I have done parasailing. Oh yeah, surfing kuda ಮಾಡಿದ್ದೀನಿ. So
Hmm.
surfing is so fun, but the worst part is you have to carry the surfboard from the the waves opposite ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಹೋಗ್ತಿರುತ್ತಲ್ಲ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಹೋಗ್ಬೇಕು. That's the tiring part, but it's fun. So yeah, some of the adventure. But every day I feel is an adventure. Living your life peacefully, joyfully. Every day connecting back to yourself, connecting to your values is an adventure. Keeping the child alive, like you said, is an adventure. Like, for example, this week, last 10 days has been, oh my God, a roller coaster in my life, an adventure. Mom wasn't well, she was admitted. Then I have my house, I have to two houses I have to find, still not found. So keeping myself sane amongst all this, and my health is a little dilly-dallying with all this exhausting work schedule and at home. So still staying empowered, I think is an adventure. So yeah, I think every day.
So how about that play school you ran for how many years? 15 years.
16 years.
Hmm.
16, yeah, 15, 16 years. I started off in 2007 when my son was a year old. I
Hmm.
opened, had a franchisee of Eurokids. Just because I wanted to do a work where I can have my child along with me and spend more time with him. So ಅಲ್ಲಿಂದ ಶುರು ಆಗಿದ್ದು, then I came out of the franchisee, started my own with one of my friend, Giggles Fun Schooling ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ ISRO layout ಅಲ್ಲಿ, and it was a crazy, wonderful 11, 12 years. And what wonders we have created. Road painting ante, uh, installations ante. We created a community. Every parent who came inside was feeling so safe and nurtured in every child. So that was very beautiful experience too. So 16 years, COVID early, we had to close that. That was a wonderful, adventurous and joyful experience too. And I think what you just said, keep working with kids and keeping myself alive or all that. ಆ ಮಕ್ಕಳು ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿ ಹೇಳ್ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದಾರೆ ನನಗೆ. They are my mentors who have taught me how to be with kids. I learned from the actual children. So yeah.
Oh, crazy. So how was it, Sunita, as like the first 10 to 15 years of your growing up? What are some of the stories that your parents tell when they are complaining to everybody, or your parents tell to your kids saying Sunita higidlo hingidlo noಡು ಅಂತ?
I was quite naughty, but very good girl. ತುಂಬಾ ಹೇಳಿದ ಮಾತು ಕೇಳೋ ಅಂತ ಹುಡುಗಿ, ಎಕ್ಸೆಪ್ಟ್ ಫಾರ್ ಓದೋದ್ರಲ್ಲಿ ಬಿಟ್ಟು. But yeah, I always love to play, an outdoor person. ಸ್ಟೋರಿ ಒಂದ್ ಹೇಳ್ಬೇಕು ಯಾವಾಗ್ಲೂ ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ ಅಂದ್ರೆ, ಅಪ್ಪ ಎಷ್ಟು ಮಾತಾಡ್ತಿದ್ಲು ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಬಾಯಿ ಮರದ್ದಾಗಿದ್ರೆ ಬಿದ್ದೋಗಿರೋದು. ದಟ್ಸ್ ಹೌ ಐ ವಾಸ್ ನೋನ್ ಫಾರ್ ಬೀಂಗ್ ಟಾಕೆಟಿವ್ in at home, at school, everywhere. The complaint was, oh my God, Sunita, stop talking, stop talking. That was it. ಅಂಡ್ ನಮ್ಮನೇಲಿ ಅಪ್ಪ ಅಮ್ಮ ಹೇಳ್ತಿದ್ದು ಎಲ್ಲಾ ಸರಿ, ಓದೋದ್ರಲ್ಲೊಂದು ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿದ್ರೆ ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿರ್ತಿತ್ತು. ಸೊ ಐ ವಾಸ್ ಅ ಬಿಲೋ ಆವ್ರೇಜ್ ಸ್ಟೂಡೆಂಟ್. ಐ ಥಾಟ್ ಐ ವಾಸ್ ಡಮ್, ಐ ವಾಸ್ ಸ್ಟೂಪಿಡ್. ನಂಗೆ ತಲೆಗೇನು ಹತ್ತಲ್ಲ, ನಂತರ ದಡ್ಮುಂಡೆದು. ದಟ್ ವಾಸ್ ಮೈ ಬಿಲೀಫ್ ಫಾರ್ ಮೆನಿ ಇಯರ್ಸ್. And yeah, I think I was in Hubli first few years of my childhood days because dad was in a transferable job. ಅಲ್ಲಿಂದ ಬೆಂಗಳೂರಿಗೆ ಬಂದ್ವಿ. ಓನ್ಲಿ ರೀಸನ್ ಐ ಕೇಮ್ ಟು ಬ್ಯಾಂಗ್ಳೂರ್ ವಾಸ್ ಮೈ ಅಜ್ಜಿ ಮನೆ. ಅಜ್ಜಿನ ದಿನ ನೋಡ್ಬೋದು ಅನ್ನೋ ಒಂದು ಖುಷಿಗೆ ಬೆಂಗಳೂರಿಗೆ ಬರಕ್ ಒಪ್ಕೊಂಡಿದ್ದು. ಅಂಡ್ ಯಾ, ದಟ್ಸ್ ಸಿನ್ಸ್ ದೆನ್ ವಾಟ್ ಯು ಸೇ, ಸ್ಕೂಲ್ ಆಯ್ತು, somehow pushed. My mom, when she sent me the school in Bangalore, she said, ಯಾರು ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿ ಓದ್ತಾರೋ ಅವ್ರ ಜೊತೆ ಫ್ರೆಂಡ್ಶಿಪ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊ, ಅಟ್ಲೀಸ್ಟ್ ನೀ ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿ ಓದ್ತೀಯ ಅಂತ. ಸೊ ಯಾರು ಸ್ಕೋರ್ ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೋ ಅವ್ರನ್ನ ನಾನು ಫ್ರೆಂಡ್ಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಂಡೆ. ಅವರೆಲ್ಲ ಈಗಲೂ ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿ ಓದಿದ್ದಾರೆ, ಬಟ್ ಆಮೇಲೆ ನಾನು ಓದ್ಲಿಲ್ಲ. ಬಟ್ ಐ ಆಲ್ವೇಸ್ ಟೆಲ್ ಮೈ ಸ್ಟೂಡೆಂಟ್ಸ್ or ಪೇರೆಂಟ್ಸ್, ನಾನು ಓದ್ಲಿಲ್ಲ, ಬಟ್ ನಾವು ಐ ಆಮ್ ಟ್ರೈನಿಂಗ್ ದ ಟೀಚರ್ಸ್ ಅಂಡ್ ಪ್ರಿನ್ಸಿಪಲ್ಸ್. ಸೊ ಅಕಾಡೆಮಿಕ್ಸ್ ಇಸ್ ನೆವರ್ ದ ಪ್ರೈಮರಿ ಥಿಂಗ್. ಐ ಥಿಂಕ್ ಐ ವಾಸ್ jack of all, master of none, and that was supposed to be complaint. But you know what? That's my boon. Talking is my boon. Illandre I wouldn't be a trainer. My living, my relationships, my ನಾವಿಬ್ರು ಫ್ರೆಂಡ್ಸ್ ಆಗಿದ್ದು because of my talking, and
Trainers, yeah,
you're
yeah,
on
correct.
the first call we just became, yeah, friends ತರ. So yeah, that's my childhood, I guess. I was very playful, very naughty. ಉಗಿಸ್ಕೊಂಡಿದೀನಿ, ಬೈಸ್ಕೊಂಡಿದೀನಿ, ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿ ಹೊಡ್ಸ್ಕೊಂಡಿದೀನಿ. ಬಟ್ ಹೇಳಿದ ಮಾತು ಮಾತ್ರ ಕೇಳ್ತಾ ಇದ್ಲು. ಗುಡ್ ಗರ್ಲ್ ಟೈಪ್ಸ್.
So
ದಟ್ ವಾಸ್
exam
ಮೈ
ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಕಾಪಿ
ಚೈಲ್ಡ್ಹುಡ್.
ಮಾಡಿಲ್ಲ.
ಮಾಡಿದೀನಿ, ಕಾಪಿನೂ ಮಾಡಿದೀನಿ, ಫೇಲ್ ಆಗಿದ್ದೀನಿ
ಅನ್ಕೊಂಡು.
ಅಂತ ಸೈನ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಂಡು ಬಂದಿದ್ದೀನಿ. ಫೋರ್ಜರಿ ಕೂಡ ಮಾಡಿದೀನಿ. I was caught also. My mom's sign I made, and I was what, third standard, fourth standard, ಫೇಲ್ ಆಗಿದ್ದು ಬೈಸ್ಕೊತೀನಿ ಅಂತ ಸೈನು ಮಾಡಿದೀನಿ. ಪೂಜೆ ನಮ್ಮನೆ ಬೆಟ್ಟದ ಹತ್ರ ಇತ್ತು, ಬೆಟ್ಟದ ಕೆಳಗೊಂದು ದೇವಸ್ಥಾನ ಇತ್ತು. ಸೊ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಹೋಗ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು, ದೇವ್ರೇ ನನ್ನನ್ನ ಪಾಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬಿಡು ಅಂತ ದಿನ ಹೋಗಿ ಈ ಪೆರಿವಿಂಕಲ್ ಸಿಗತ್ತಲ್ಲ ರೋಡ್ ಸೈಡ್, ಆ ಹೂನು ಹಾಕ್ಬಿಡ್ತಾ ಇದೀನಿ. ಸೊ ಯಾ, ಕ್ರೇಜಿ ಸ್ಟೋರೀಸ್ ಲೈಕ್ ದಟ್.
Crazy,
Yeah,
crazy. I think,
copy.
yeah, I think ನಿಮ್ಮ ಹತ್ರ there are lots of stories. I think ಈ ಪಾಡ್ಕಾಸ್ಟ್ ಸೀರೀಸ್ ನ ಒಂದು ಏನಂತೀರಾ highlight ಅಂತ ಗ್ಯಾರಂಟಿ ಹೇಳ್ಬೋದು. ಸೊ
Oh,
ವೆರಿ
awesome.
ವೆರಿ ಇಂಟ್ರೆಸ್ಟಿಂಗ್.
Thank you. Thank you.
ಸೊ ಅಲ್ಲಿಂದ ಫ್ರಮ್ ಯು ಸೈಡ್ ಅಜ್ಮನೆಗ್ ಬರ್ತಿದ್ರಿ, ಬೆಂಗಳೂರಿಗೆ ಬಂದ್ರಿ. ಹೌ ಡಿಡ್ ಗಿಗಲ್ಸ್ ಹ್ಯಾಪನ್ ಅಂಡ್ happiness coaching also?
Interesting. Uh, After my schooling, I think I got into ಏನಂತಾರೆ, ಓಕೆ ಸ್ಟೋರಿ ಟಿಪಿಕಲಿ ಹೇಳ್ಬೇಕು ಅಂದ್ರೆ, ಓಕೆ ನೀನು ಓದೋದ್ರಲ್ಲಿ ಸರಿಗಿಲ್ಲ, ಸೊ ನಿಂಗೆ ಸೈನ್ಸ್ ಆಗಲ್ಲ, ಏನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀಯಾ, ಮ್ಯಾಥ್ಸ್, ಅಯ್ಯೋ ಮ್ಯಾಥ್ಸ್ ಬೇಡಪ್ಪ, ಆರ್ಟ್ಸ್ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಮೋಸ್ಟ್ ಈಸಿ ಅನ್ಕೊಂಡು ಹೊಟ್ಟೋದೆ. ಸೊ ಐ ಸೆಡ್ ಓಕೆ ಆರ್ಟ್ಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀನಿ ನಾನು. ಬಟ್ ದೆನ್ ಐ ಸಾ ದಟ್ ವಾಸ್ ಮೋರ್ ಡಿಫಿಕಲ್ಟ್. ಹಿಸ್ಟ್ರಿ, ಲಾಜಿಕ್, ಸೈಕಾಲಜಿ ಎಲ್ಲ ಥಿಯರಿ ಅಂಡ್ ದೆನ್ ಐಮ್ ಲೈಕ್ ಓ ಮೈ ಗಾಡ್. ದೆನ್ ದೇ ಸೆಡ್ ಓಕೆ ಓಕೆ ಬರೀ PUC ಆರ್ಟ್ಸ್ ಸಾಲಲ್ಲ, ಡೂ ಡಿಪ್ಲೊಮಾ. ಸೊ ಡಿಪ್ಲೊಮಾ ಮಾಡಿದೆ, ಯಾವ್ದ್ರಲ್ಲಿ ಸೆಕ್ರೆಟರಿ ಪ್ರಾಕ್ಟೀಸ್ ಮಾಡೋ ಕೆಲಸ ಸಿಗುತ್ತೆ. ಆದ್ರೆ ಎಲ್ಲ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರು ಮಾಡಿದೆ. ದೆನ್ ದೇ ಸೆಡ್ ಇಲ್ಲ ಇಲ್ಲ ಇದು ವ್ಯಾಲ್ಯೂ ಇಲ್ಲ, BCom ಮಾಡು, and ಇದ್ರ ಮಧ್ಯೆ ಮದುವೆ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊ. So I said okay, 21 I got married, and then I was doing my BCom in correspondence. By then I had also started my working. So at 21 I was working, I was married, and I was also doing my correspondence. Because being the only child, I think I took up the responsibilities quite early for my parents. And I was working since the age of 17. Actually, you know what? My first job was working in ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಕತ್ರಗುಪ್ಪೆಲ್ ಒಂದು ಫುಡ್ ವರ್ಲ್ಡ್ ಇತ್ತು ಗೊತ್ತಾ, ಇವಾಗ ಅರವಿಂದ್ ಸ್ಟೋರ್ ಆಗಿದೆ. ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಐ ವಾಸ್ ವರ್ಕಿಂಗ್ ಆಸ್ ದ ಸೇಲ್ಸ್, ಏನಂತಾರೆ, ಶೆಲ್ಫ್ ಕ್ಲೀನ್ ಮಾಡೋದು, ಕ್ಯಾಶಿಯರ್ ಹೆಲ್ಪ್ ಮಾಡೋದು. ದಟ್ ವಾಸ್ ಮೈ ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಜಾಬ್. ಕಾಲೇಜ್ ಮುಗಿಸ್ಕೊಂಡು ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಹೋಗ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೆ ಫಾರ್ 4 hours in the evening. ಸೊ ನನ್ನ ಹೋಮ್ವರ್ಕ್ ಎಲ್ಲ ವಾಸ್ ಇನ್ ದ ಬಸ್. ಶಾರ್ಟ್ ಹ್ಯಾಂಡ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಿದ್ವಲ್ಲ, ಬಸ್ಸಲ್ಲಿ ಬರಿತಾ ಇದೀವಿ. And teacher would say, wow, good. I'm like, wow, 201, the Omlur bus short hand ಬರ್ತಿರೋದು. So that's quite interesting journey. And then when I got married, uh, my ex-husband said, "You're very bold. You have that energy there. Why don't you do something?" I'm like, "I don't know what I'll do." And then we were standing in one of the pediatric clinic. School bus hoitu. How I wish I could start a preschool. Anta ಹೇಳ್ದೆ. Then he said, "Yeah, why not? We'll do." And he arranged something. His friends came in, helped us, and we started. That's how EuroKids started. But before that, I worked in Ingersoll Rand, Oracle. But I've never enjoyed, and I thought it's waste. No, I mean, I felt really useless in a company. But when I started my own business, I realized I have so much potential in me. It was not tapped at all. Because I did not, as I said, PhD in self-judgment, I knew I was good for nothing. And one of my teachers also told me, ಬರೀ ಮಾತಾಡ್ತೀಯ, ಬರೀ ಹುಡುಗರ ಜೊತೆ ಮಾತಾಡ್ತೀಯ, ನಿನ್ ಲೈಫಲ್ಲಿ ಉದ್ಧಾರ ಆಗಲ್ಲ. ಸೊ ಐ ಟ್ರಸ್ಟೆಡ್ ಹರ್ ಕಂಪ್ಲೀಟ್ಲಿ. ಓ ಮ್ಯಾಮ್ ಹೇಳಿದ್ದಾರೆ, ನಾನು ಉದ್ಧಾರ ಆಗಲ್ಲ. ಸೊ when my son was 24 and I at 25, I was like, okay, maybe I could have done a preschool. And then when I started exploring all the things that I saw was wrong in me was actually strengths in me. I could connect to people. I was like, ಯಾರ ಜೊತೆ ಬೇಕಾದ್ರೆ ಫ್ರೆಂಡ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಂಡ್ಬಿಡ್ತಿದ್ದೆ, ಯಾರನ್ನ ಬೇಕಾದ್ರೆ ಇದು ಮಾಡ್ಬಿಡ್ತಿದ್ದೆ, ಏನ್ ಬೇಕಾದ್ರೂ ಕೆಲಸ ಮಾಡ್ಬಿಡ್ತಿದ್ದೆ. ಹೋಗ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಏಣಿ ಹಾಕ್ಬಿಟ್ಟೆಲ್ಲ ಪೋಸ್ಟರ್ ಹಾಕೋದು 4 ಗಂಟೆಗೆ ಬೆಳಗಿನ ಜಾವ, ಆರ್ ಗೋ ಗೆಟ್ boxes and boxes of school stationaries and bags and books, you know. So all the things were Nagandbiri, tomboyish, and blah blah blah. Yen heltidro, actually it became my strength. That's when I started realizing that the more you know about yourself, the more comfortable you be with it, and the more you are actually achieving in life. So I'm very grateful that he supported and I started. And in that journey, I think I explored a lot. And me and my friend also started another company called Catharsis ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ, healing therapy sessions, art therapy sessions ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ವಿ. It was a very intense sessions. She was an artist, and I had this background of healing and talking and counseling. So it was a great combination. And of course, Adana, I stepped back, and my friend is now continuing that Catharsis ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ. And ಹಾಗೆ when I started meeting parents, children, teachers, ಎಲ್ಲ ಜೊತೆ train ಮಾಡ್ತಾ, and when I started my unschooling journey, when I started meeting other facilitators, ಅವಾಗ ಅರ್ಥ ಆಯ್ತು there's more than what we have been exposed to. And that's when I realized discovering yourself. Everybody's going through the same judgment. ಯಾರನ್ನ ಬೇಕಾದ್ರೆ meet ಮಾಡಿ, they'll all go with, I'm not good enough, I'm not smart enough, I'm not good looking enough, there's some or the other problem with me. ಅದೊಂದು ಹಾಡಿದಿಲ್ಲ, ಇಟ್ಸ್ ಮೀ ಐ ಆಮ್ ದ ಪ್ರಾಬ್ಲಮ್, ಇಟ್ಸ್ ಮೀ ಅಂತ. ಸೊ ಏನೇ ಆದ್ರೂ ಐ ಆಮ್ ದ ಪ್ರಾಬ್ಲಮ್, ಇಟ್ಸ್ ಮೀ ಅಂತ ಎಲ್ಲರೂ ದೇ ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟ್ ವಾಟ್ ಐ ಸಾ. Then that's when the happiness coach, I think, thought came. But I didn't think I would completely do it. But ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೆ on and off. Training I would do, counseling I would do. But you don't believe that you can change somebody's life. ಅಷ್ಟು ನಂಬಿಕೆ ಬರಲ್ಲ. Slowly, when I started seeing one session, Jana stopped coming. I'm like, oh, maybe there's something wrong with me. But then after so many months, they said that one session opened my eyes. I'm like, oh, okay, that means it was good. So ಹಾಗಾಗಿ then happiness coach, life coaching. I think Giggles closing down. Everybody says COVID ಇಂದ ಎಲ್ಲ ಹಾಳಾಗೋಯ್ತು, ಎಲ್ಲ ತೊಂದರೆ ಆಯ್ತು. I feel that was needed. Maybe Giggles ಅಷ್ಟೇ ಆಗಿತ್ತು, ಸಾಕಾಗಿತ್ತು. Now it is my time to rediscover myself. So I had to rediscover. Then I started doing the self-directed learning space. ಮನೇಲೆ ಕೋವಿಡ್ ಟೈಮ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಮಕ್ಕಳಿಗೆ ಕರ್ಕೊಂಡ್ಬಂದು we would do a lot of things, discover me ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ. Then yeah, now I think it's completely. Discover Me also stopped once the school started again after COVID. Now I'm very happy supporting teens, young children, women, uh, entrepreneurs, companies, explore. No, also because now I'm also doing this event management course. So a lot of people. Yesterday we finished the fourth batch, the Events Academy and Bahiri. It's so wonderful to see people from corporate teacher background, gym trainers, students, content creators, ಎಲ್ಲರೂ ಬಂದ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು see whether they start event planning or not, but they are discovering themselves. They're seeing the strengths within and how can they implement in their life. So that gives me a joy. Like last week on the 4-day session with PUC children, and on the last day when the children were saying, I didn't know do all this. I could speak in front of so many people. And confidence ಇದೆ ಅಂತ ನನಗೆ ಗೊತ್ತಿರಲಿಲ್ಲ. And I feel good about myself. That's it. That gives me the joy. That is like, this is why I'm doing what I'm doing. All the ups and downs, all the hurdles, I'm like, it's fine. This gives me that reward. And so yeah, that's my journey. I can go on, but I'll let you ask next question. You know me, talkative, which is
Interesting. So your talkative strength ನಿಮ್ಮ ಈಗ that's what helps you move forward.
yeah,
Hmm.
yeah. Weakness became my strength.
Hmm.
I always tell people, what if that weakness is your strength? Something that you're seeing as wrong is actually your strength.
ಥಿಂಕ್ ಅದು ಬಹಳ ಇಂಟ್ರೆಸ್ಟಿಂಗ್ ಇದೆ. ಇಟ್ಸ್ ವೆರಿ ಇಂಟ್ರೆಸ್ಟಿಂಗ್ ಪ್ರಾಂಪ್ಟ್. ಸೊ ಆಕ್ಚುಲಿ ನಾವು ನೀವು ಶುರು ಮಾಡಿ ಒಂದು ಜರ್ನಲಿಂಗ್ ಪ್ರಾಂಪ್ಟ್ ಶುರು ಮಾಡಿದ್ವಿ 30 ದಿನ ಜರ್ನಲಿಂಗ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಅಂತ.
Yeah,
ಸೊ
yeah.
ಇಂಟ್ರೆಸ್ಟಿಂಗ್. ಬಟ್ ಜನರಲಿ ವಾಟ್ ಕೀಪ್ಸ್ ಯು ಗೋಯಿಂಗ್, ಸುನೀತಾ?
I think what keeps me going is interesting question. I never thought about it. I think when I can make somebody that sigh of relief, ಇಷ್ಟೊಂದು ಟೆನ್ಷನ್, ಇಷ್ಟೊಂದು ಸ್ಟ್ರೆಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಇರ್ತಾರೆ, the minute, even if I can just give them a hug or just a touch or say something or listen to them or share my story which can inspire them, and then they get that ray of hope and that calmness that okay, I can do this. That I think is what keeps me going. uh, as I said, every day, every day when I get up, no, you know what I ask question is, how can I contribute to this world? How can I contribute to each and every person I meet today? So it can be with my jokes, with my silliness, with my stuff, my goofy stuffs. I can do, or it can be my serious, deep conversations. It might be my reflections about my life. It can be cornering them and confronting them. It can be any way, but if I can just push them to say that, listen, life is not only this much, there's more. I think that keeps me going. And you know what? I love myself a lot. So I like to be happy and joyful. I told you, ಇವತ್ತು podcast ಮಾಡಕ್ mood ಇರ್ಲಿಲ್ಲ. I'm like, I don't feel like doing anything. I said, okay, no, let me go. Maybe this might change my space once I talk because I've committed to you and I want to do this. So ಇದು ಮಾಡಿದ್ಮೇಲೆ maybe I'll feel a little better. So I'll do anything and everything. If for that matter, if I have to chuck people out of my life, I'm ready to do that. You have to add, I have to go any mile to keep people in my life, I'll do that. If I have to work on myself, confront myself, brutally be honest with myself, I can do that. End of the day, Can I reduce the suffering time? 10 ದಿನ, 1 ತಿಂಗಳು, 1 ವರ್ಷ ಕೊರಗೋ ಬದಲು can I bring it down to 1 day, half an hour? I think I want to be joyful and jumping and enjoying every moment. So yeah, that keeps me going.
ಇಂಟ್ರೆಸ್ಟಿಂಗ್. ಸೊ ಇಷ್ಟೊಂದೆಲ್ಲ ಎನರ್ಜಿ ಇರೋರು ಬುಕ್ ಎಲ್ಲ ಓದಲ್ಲ ಅಂತಾರೆ, ಬಟ್ ನಿಮ್ ಮನೇಲಿ ಬಂದಾಗ ಕಾಣಿಸಿದ್ದು ನಂಗೆ ಅದು ದೊಡ್ಡ ಲೈಬ್ರರಿ. ಸೊ ಯು ಆಲ್ಸೋ ರೀಡ್ ಅಂತ.
Yeah, I say that I don't know, I should not be joking, but so honestly, I feel that I have ADHD, autism, ella ide nange. My mind keeps jumping from one topic to another. If you're talking to me, tuck, 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 I would have jumped into. So reading books means I have to sit with one place. So consistently, munche, okay, let me tell you, till I was 24, 26, or close to 30, ಓದೇ ಇಲ್ಲ ನಾನು, ಬುಕ್ಸೇ ಓದ್ತಿರ್ಲಿಲ್ಲ. ಅಯ್ಯೋ ಹೆಂಗಪ್ಪ ಓದ್ತಾರೆ ಅಂತ. ಮೇ ಬಿ 1 or 2 books in my 20s I've read, but ಅಯ್ಯೋ ಇಷ್ಟು ತಪ್ಪ ಬುಕ್ಸ್ ಯಾರು ಓದ್ತಾರೆ ಅಂತ ಇದೆ. Then I started reading a lot of books. Louis Hay's Heal Your Life was a very life-changing book for me, and many such books. Access Consciousness to Being You was one book which makes a lot of sense. And Atra Ishton books ಇದೆ. I think Conversation with God is by Neil Donald Walsh. That is a very interesting book. So not ಇವಾಗ ದಿನ ಓದಲ್ಲ, but yeah, ಯಾವಾಗ್ಲಾರು ಕೂತ್ಕೊಂಡು ಒಂದೆರಡು, I'm crazy, okay? I just open the book, I said, okay, universe, what's the message for me? And tuck and open ಮಾಡಿ, whatever page comes, I'll read, and I'll see what is that universe is trying to tell me now. Because I jump into every topic, ಮಾಡ್ತಿರ್ತೀನಿ, tuck and I've gone to something else. So yeah.
ಇಂಟ್ರೆಸ್ಟಿಂಗ್. ಸೊ ನಾ ಯಾವ ಪ್ರಶ್ನೆ ಕೇಳ್ಬೇಕಾಗಿತ್ತು ಇಲ್ಲಿ ತನಕ ಕೇಳಿಲ್ಲ.
ಕೇಳಿ
ಅಲ್ಲ, ನಾ ಯಾವ ಪ್ರಶ್ನೆ ಕೇಳ್ಬೇಕಾಗಿತ್ತು ಇಲ್ಲಿ ತನಕ
ಯು
ಕೇಳಿಲ್ಲ.
ಆರ್ ಆಸ್ಕಿಂಗ್ ಮೀ, ನೀವ್ ಯಾವ್ದು ಕೇಳ್ಬೇಕಿತ್ತು? You asked. I think I've answered even before you ask, I guess. ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ sharing ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಎಲ್ಲ ಬಂದ್ಬಿಟ್ಟಿದೆ ಅನ್ಸುತ್ತೆ.
Yes.
What question can contribute others? Because there's a lot of stories in my life that can be really inspiring, or at least people can say, oh, ಹೌದಾ, ಈ ಅಮ್ಮ ಮಾಡಿದಾಳೆ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ನನಗೂ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ ಅಂತ. So if you want to ask anything about my divorce, you can ask about my work, you can ask about my single parenting, about money journey of mine, anything. I'm very open about what's going on in my life, because for me it supported when somebody shared when I was going through, or ಹೇಳಿದಾಗ, oh, okay, I'm not the crazy one, ನಂಗೆ ಒಬ್ಳೆ ಅಲ್ಲ ಹಿಂಗೆಲ್ಲ ಅನ್ಸೋದು. It just helped me to normalize there's nothing wrong with me. So hence I'm very happy to share. So you can ask me any of these questions, but I don't
So
have
we'll
any
start
one
with
question.
So we'll start with whatever order you went through. If I heard it right, so it was with your divorce.
Yeah.
Hmm.
So what question would you ask about divorce?
ಅಷ್ಟೇ
I have
ಅಲ್ಲೇ
an
ಬಿಟ್ಟಿನಿ
interesting
after.
story. I have an interesting story though, if you want me to tell.
Go ahead.
Okay, so why divorce? Because it didn't work out. Family time, felt lonely in the relationship. Uh, all good human beings, ಯಾರ್ದು ಏನೂ ಇಲ್ಲ, but yeah, we just couldn't carry forward more. We were married for 16 years, and I felt, what is the use of staying in a relation and hurting each other, trying to blame, pull, push, rather than ibru ಆರಾಮಾಗಿರ್ಬೋದು. So my daughter was 6 and my son was 10. So I went and told them that, listen, this is what I'm thinking. We might not be in the same house, we might separate. So it took some time for children. Of course, ಎಲ್ಲರಿಗೂ ಏನು ಮಕ್ಕಳು ಮುಂದೆ ಹೋಗ್ಬಿಟ್ಟಲ್ಲ 6 ವರ್ಷ 10 ವರ್ಷಕ್ಕೆಲ್ಲ ಇಷ್ಟೊಂದೆಲ್ಲ ಟೆನ್ಷನ್ ಕೊಡ್ತಿದ್ಯಾ, you can't be so much revealing to your children. But I feel that that's important to take them along with your journey and let them cry. I remember when I moved out, ನಾನು ನನ್ನ ಮಗಳು, we were staying in our house, new house, 1 bedroom ಮನೆ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದೆ, and my son had gone to he was 11, and he had gone to a trip, unschooling camp in Jaipur, Udaipur. That was his first trip, solo travel ಮಾಡಿದ್ದು. She started crying, saying that Amma nange neen ilbeku, appa nange ilbeku. She was crying. I said, I understand. I'm so sorry. That's not happening. She was crying and crying and It will be nice, but appange nange yen beku. It's two different things, ma. Sorry, I'm very sorry. I completely understand it's difficult for you. She felt that at least yararu, some man should be there in the house. No man, so it was scary for her. And I was observing how our conditioning is there from that age, that we need some man to be feeling safe. But I don't blame her. Putadaginda Papa, she had six people in the house. Suddenly it was just two of us. So I'll tell you why I'm telling this story. After a week or 10 days, again she started crying. Nang appa ilbeku, nang amma ilbeku. I didn't say anything. I said, okay. And she said, I know, ಯಾರು ಇರಕ್ಕಾಗಲ್ಲ ನಂಗೆ ಗೊತ್ತು ಅಪ್ಪ ಇರಕ್ಕಾಗ ಅಮ್ಮ ಒಟ್ಟಿಗೆ ಇರಕ್ಕಲ್ಲ ಬಟ್ ನಂಗೆ ಅಳು ಬರ್ತಿದೆ ನಾನು ಅಳ್ತೀನಿ. I said, okay. So it was the reason sharing this is when you take the children along and allow them to go through their feelings, they will come along. They will process it. They will feel what there is to feel, and they will find their own way of dealing with it. All we had to do is be there for them. Anyway, coming to the interesting story. When I had to go to the divorce after separation for 2 years, we went to the divorce. I said, okay, I told all my friends and family, I'm going to date. I'm going on a date with Judge. ಅಂದ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿ ಡ್ರೆಸ್ ಎಲ್ಲ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಂಡು ಹೋಗ್ತಾ ಇದೀನಿ ಅಂತ. It was like I created an adventure, like you asked. I created an adventure for myself, dressed myself, took a selfie, sent it to my friends. Here I'm going, I'll go. And before that, I wrote vision for myself. ಇಷ್ಟೊತ್ತು ಹೋಗ್ತೀನಿ, ಹಿಂಗಾಗತ್ತೆ, ಈ ತರ ಬಂದ್ಬಿಡ್ತೀನಿ. All that I wrote and went. And then because we both were going from the same area, my ex-husband only picked me. And I was like, court, we had to wait for some time. We were seeing. I said, ಪಿಕ್ಚರ್ ಅಲ್ಲೆಲ್ಲ ಕೇಳ್ತಾರಲ್ಲ, ನಿಜವನ್ನೇ ಹೇಳುತ್ತೇನೆ, ನಿಜವನ್ನಲ್ಲದೆ ಬೇರೆ ಏನು ಹೇಳಲ್ಲ ಅಂತ ಅಂದ. ಹಂಗೆ ಹೇಳಿಸ್ತಾರೇನಾ ಅಂತಂದೆ. ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಅವನು, ಹಾ ಹೇಳಿಸ್ತಾರೆ. ನಿಂಗೇನ್ ಗೊತ್ತು, ನಿಂದು ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಡಿವೋರ್ಸ್ ಅಂದ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು ನನ್ನ ಅರ್ಥ. laughing. He was also laughing. But people around me were very serious. You know how dirty it can get, right? And I was laughing, I was having fun, and actually, Visional Bardange 11:30, I was out of the court with all that. So it was a very interesting story how I dealt with my divorce. And while coming back from the lift, I met very old, I would tie Rakhi on Chikurga, a neighbor. He was also, and he had a long face. He was like, yeah, divorce ಆಗ್ತಿದೆ ಅಕ್ಕ ನಮ್ಗೆ. I'm like, okay. I had to contain my joy and my, you know how I can get jumpy ಅಲ್ಲ, ಖುಷಿಯಾಗಿದ್ದೆ ನಾನು. Oh yeah, it is done. I'm telling my ex-husband, you know what, exact date ನಮ್ದು ವರ್ ಪೂಜೆ ಆಗಿತ್ತು ಕಣೋ, ಅವತ್ತೇ ನಮ್ದು ಡಿವೋರ್ಸ್ ಸೈನ್ ಮಾಡಿದೀವಿ ಅಂತೆಲ್ಲ doing all that. But he had tears, so I had to again shut up. Not everybody is dealing with the way I deal with it ಅಂದ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು. So then I counseled my ex-husband. We were having coffee and juice, then ಅವನಿಗೆ ಸಮಾಧಾನ ಮಾಡಿ ನಾನು ಮನೆಗೆ ಬಂದೆ. So that was a funny and adventurous story for you from my divorce.
Crazy man, absolutely crazy. You are. So I think also ಯಾವ ತರ ನಾವು ನೋಡ್ತೀವಿ, how we subscribe to life is a very different thought process. And yeah, I don't know. ಯಾರಿಗೆ ಯಾವ ತರ ಅದು ಕಾಣಿಸುತ್ತೆ ಅವರವರ ವಿಷನ್ಗೆ ಅವರವರ
Yeah,
ಇದಕ್ಕೆ ಬಿಟ್ಬಿಡ್ತೀವಿ ಅದನ್ನ. But I think yeah, ಈ ಸೇನ್ ಟು ಕ್ರ್ಯಾಕ್ ಅ ಜೋಕ್ ಅಟ್ ದ ಮೋಸ್ಟ್ ಇನ್ಅಪ್ರಾಪ್ರಿಯೇಟ್ ಟೈಮ್ಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ನಾವು ಯೋಚನೆ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ. ಸೊ ಎಲ್ಲಾರು ಸೀರಿಯಸ್ ಆಗಿರ್ಬೇಕಾದ್ರೆ ನನಗೇನೋ ಅನ್ಸಿರುತ್ತೆ, ನನ್ನ ತಲೆ ಏನೋ ಹೊಡಿರುತ್ತೆ, ಅಂಡ್ ದೆನ್ ಸಡನ್ಲಿ ಐಮ್ ಲೈಕ್ ಹಿಂಗೇನೋ ಹೇಳ್ತೀನಿ, ಅಂಡ್ ದೆನ್ ನಾನೇ ನಗ್ತೀನಿ, ಅಂಡ್ ದೆನ್ ಪೀಪಲ್ ಆರ್ ಲೈಕ್ ಏನಾಯ್ತು ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಅಂತ. ಸೊ
yeah,
ದಟ್ ಇಸ್ ದೇರ್. ಸೊ ಐ
yeah.
ಅಂಡರ್ಸ್ಟ್ಯಾಂಡ್.
That
ಸೊ
lightens the whole heavy space, ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ. But you have
ಲೈಟನ್ಸ್
to be
ಇಟ್ ಫಾರ್ ಮೀ.
sensitive.
ಹಾ, ಲೈಟನ್ಸ್ ಇಟ್ ಫಾರ್ ಮೀ. ಬೇರೆಯವ್ರಿಗೆ ಏನೇನಂತ ಗೊತ್ತಿಲ್ಲ. ಇಟ್ಸ್ ಪಾಸಿಬ್ಲಿ ಮೈ ವೇ ಆಫ್ ಡೀಲಿಂಗ್ ಅಂಡರ್
Correct.
ಸಚ್ ಸ್ಟ್ರೆಸ್. So I have learned it. I made peace with it.
Yeah, yeah. Your strategy.
So that is also there, and maybe I
Yeah, of
think
course. We have
somewhere
to
along the
be
line we'll. Hmm. ಹೇಳಿ
heavy,
ಹೇಳಿ.
heavy.
Somewhere along the line we also
Continue.
come up
Somewhere
to that
along the
point.
line.
We also come up to that point where we say, okay, this is who I am. ನನಗಿದು ವರ್ಕ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ, ಬೇರೆಯವ್ರಿಗೆ ಅವ್ರದ್ದು ವರ್ಕ್ ಆಗ್ಬೋದು. ವಾಟ್ ಎವರ್ ವರ್ಕ್ಸ್ ಫಾರ್ ದೆಮ್ ವರ್ಕ್ಸ್ ಫಾರ್ ದೆಮ್.
Correct.
ನನಗಿದು
That's what I.
that's how it does.
That's
And
what
I
I was
think
about to say.
ಆ ಜರ್ನಿನ ಮಾಡಿದವರಿಗೆ ಮಾತ್ರ they know that.
Yeah.
Not everybody can understand, not everybody
True.
can see it. But yeah, I think from then, uh, moving on to, I think, what was the next thing you said? Divorce, and then you said homeschooling.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
yeah, I think kids yeah, I've seen both of the kids, very interesting, uh, very vibrant in their own ways, right? So, how did that transition happen working with two of those kids? in in their early age, transformative ages, then now also in their teenage. I don't think, at least with Skanda, I don't think I can say, okay, he is way mature for his age, right? So,
Yeah, yeah.
compliment to him and you. So,
I think I'll combine homeschooling and single parenting in this in Kendra topically. But before that, I was just saying that now making jokes is also being in a correct sensitive to others where they are. Like you said, I can take it light, and that's my way of dealing with things. But if somebody else is not yet there or dealing it with another way, I think I can be still sensitive to them and let them feel and accept the way it is for them. So that is very important. Not to have a make a joke and then make it difficult for the other person. Or
not at their expense.
yes, not at their expense. That's right. The other very, I think, a decision that I'm very proud of, happy about, the best decision. The two decisions are best in my life. That is, one is unschooling my kids, and second is the divorce. Right, those are the two I would say the best. So how it went, like I said, when I've been very transparent with my children. I have money, I have no money, I'm good, I'm not good. What am I doing with my life? How am I dealing? Of course, extra details ಕೊಡಲ್ಲ, but our age appropriate ಎಷ್ಟು ಕೊಡ್ಬೇಕು, but they would be aligned with where I am, what I am. So that is something I've always followed. I've seen that people don't tell their children and treat them small, thinking that they can't handle it. Even when my ex-husband got married, he said, listen, I don't know how to tell the children. Can you please talk to them? So I took them on a car ride. Went for an ice cream. And then I said, I want to say something. And I was generally talking about, okay, what if Appa got married? What if I got married? They said, Appa can get married, but you can't. Avaga. Because, hello, how can you? We are here. And I said, okay, fair enough. Makes sense. But it is biased, I told them. Then my son said, I'm okay. Appa getting married, I'm okay. My daughter said, I'm not okay. I feel scared. I don't feel good. What if Appa has another child and he doesn't love me anymore? And she was 8, 9. Yeah, somewhere 8, 9 years old. I said, fair enough. I understand. Yaar ಬೇಕಾದ್ರೂ ಹಂಗ್ ಅನ್ಸುತ್ತೆ. But Appa is getting married. If you want to go, you can go to the wedding. So Skanda said, yeah, I'll go. Smriti said, illa mana hogala. I said, okay, I'm fine with it. And then Skanda was doing dog training. He was 14 then. He was doing dogs to take a leave. So ಏನಂತ ಹೇಳಿ ಬಂದೆ ಅಪ್ಪನ ಮದ್ವೆ ಅಂತ ನಮ್ಮ that'll be too crazy ma. I said some relations marriage ಅಂದ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಬಂದೆ. So we were having fun and laughter about all that. Not making fun of anybody, but we are just enjoying the life and the way it is, the ups and downs and the roller coaster. And then when he came to pick my son, my daughter said, Amma, nano hogtini. Last minute she changed her mind because Kanda is going. So okay, fine. And she packed and they went and they had fun. It was a simple thing. Fun andre, I wouldn't say fun, but they were fine. They were fine with it. They went and came. So we had conversations about everything: schooling, learning, school, rape, marriages, divorce, relationships, money. Every topic we spoke about. Even today we speak about. ಈಗ ಮನೆ ಹುಡುಕ್ಬೇಕು ನಾನು ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ all three of us go. And it's a decision that all three of us make. It's not just I make. So involving them, parenting ali also, I always say co-parenting. They were my co-parenting partners. I didn't parent them alone. I was single parent ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ಕೊಳಕ್ಕೆ heavy burden ಅನ್ಸುತ್ತೆ. But they were along with me, so I kept including them. There are roles where I have to be firm in some places. There are some places where, like, okay, how do we work? I'm not able to think. Can you help me help you? So those things helped me in my single parenting and open learning. Arohi was one more uh, very great blessing for us. Arohi is a place in Hosur, Kelamangalam. It's an open learning community. Facilitators are amazing there. I became a better facilitator, better parent. As a family, we grew. Both the children learned a lot. The vibrancy that you spoke about, the reflection, the decision making, the planning, the clarity that they speak with, the understanding, all that I would really give credit to along with ನನಗೆ ಒಬ್ಳೆ ಮಾಡಕ್ ಆಗ್ತಿರ್ಲಿಲ್ವೇನೋ without that community. So yeah, that has
Hmm.
been a great support.
What is this Arohi?
Arohi is a life education, Arohi life education ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ, open learning community. Now they are supporting all the children, one who choose to homeschool, unschool, or who are finding it difficult in schools. Because see, all children have different intelligences. So different, they're born with different properties. But one box al haki ನಾವು we are trying to mold them, right? But ಆರೋಗ್ಯ ಏನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ we let the child explore everything and decide what is that they're made up of, what is that they are interested in. So maths, English ಏನ್ ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ ಇಲ್ಲಿ books ಕೊಟ್ಟು drill ಮಾಡೋ ಬದಲು ಅಲ್ಲಿ they are doing things and learning along with like painting ಮಾಡ್ತಿರ್ಬೋದು, reading ಇರ್ಬೋದು. Like my son did internship in Prani Pet. He wanted to learn about snakes and ಏನಂತಾರೆ turtle ಏನೋ turpentine ಏನೋ ಹೇಳ್ತಾರಪ್ಪ, terrapin. Terrapin, correct. Now turpentine is that liquid. Terrapin. Yeah. So terrapin anta he would take care of them. He would take care of emus. So all these were that taught them uh, worldview and life skills. ಸೊ ಈ ತರ ಲಾಟ್ ಆಫ್ ಥಿಂಗ್ಸ್ ಚಿಲ್ಡ್ರನ್ ಡೂ ಅಂಡ್ ದೆನ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಅದು ಒಂದು ಅವರಲ್ಲೇ ಒಂದು ಇದು ಬರುತ್ತೆ ಏನಂತಾರೆ, ಟ್ರಸ್ಟ್ ವಿತ್ ಇನ್ ದೆಮ್ಸೆಲ್ಸ್. ಐ ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಡೂ ದಿಸ್. ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ದೇ ಲರ್ನ್ ಎವ್ರಿಥಿಂಗ್, ದೇ ಲರ್ನ್ ಅಗೇನ್ ಬೇಸ್ಡ್ ಆನ್ ವಾಟ್ ದೇ ವಾಂಟ್ ಟು ಡೂ. ಮೆನಿ ಪೀಪಲ್ ಸೇ ಅಯ್ಯೋ ಅಷ್ಟು ಚಿಕ್ಕ ಮಕ್ಕಳಿಗೆ ಹೌ ವಿಲ್ ಯು ಲೀವ್ ಡಿಸಿಷನ್ಸ್, ದೇ ಆರ್ ವೆರಿ ಯಂಗ್. ಬಿಕಾಸ್ my son has not done his 10th, right? So my daughter, now that she's chosen to go to a semi-alternative school, Ohana and Heli Kengerili, they follow IGCSE. My daughter likes it. So, and very committed, compassionate teachers in that school. ಇವಾಗ ಸಿಕ್ಸ್ ಸ್ಟ್ಯಾಂಡರ್ಡ್ ತನಕ ಅವಳು ಯಾವತ್ತೂ ಸ್ಕೂಲ್ ಹೋಗಿರ್ಲಿಲ್ಲ. ಸಿಕ್ಸ್ ಸ್ಟ್ಯಾಂಡರ್ಡ್ ಇಂದ ಶಿ ಇಸ್ ಗೋಯಿಂಗ್ ದೇರ್. ಸೊ ಅಗೇನ್ ಇಟ್ಸ್ ನಾಟ್ ಅಬೌಟ್ ಸ್ಕೂಲ್ ಆರ್ ನೋ ಸ್ಕೂಲ್, ಇಟ್ಸ್ ಅಬೌಟ್ ವಾಟ್ ದ ಚೈಲ್ಡ್ ವಾಂಟ್ಸ್. Child is the one who decides. So ಇವಾಗ ನನ್ನ ಮಗಳಿಗೆ ನಾನು 10th ಮಾಡೋದು, ಇಟ್ಸ್ ಅ ಚಾಯ್ಸ್. ಇಫ್ ಶಿ ವಾಂಟ್ಸ್ ಟು, ಎಸ್. ಇಫ್ ಶಿ ಡಸಂಟ್ ವಾಂಟ್ ಟು, ಐ ಆಮ್ ಫೈನ್ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದಾಗ ಪೀಪಲ್ ಸೇ ದಟ್ ಅಯ್ಯೋ ಆ ಚಿಕ್ಕ ಮಗುಗೆ ಅಷ್ಟೊಂದು ಬರ್ಡನ್ ಆಗ್ಲಿಲ್ವಾ, ಯು ಪುಟಿಂಗ್ ಅ ಲಾಟ್. ಸೆಡ್ ನೋ, I'm asking her to explore and then decide whether she wants to, based on what she wants or not. And even if she's not sure, she can still do it and then decide whether to do it or not. Not do it and still do it later also. See, life is not so stressful how much we make it. It's all in the mind that we complicate it. Otherwise, life is quite simple. Options ಯಾವಾಗಲೂ ಇದ್ದೇ ಇರುತ್ತೆ, ಯಾವತ್ತೂ ಡೆಡ್ಲೈನ್ ಇಲ್ಲ. So in that way, I think, yeah, that's, they make their choices, they make their decisions. We include each other, we give feedback to each other. Yeah, we have our fights, we break our head, we do hate each other. All that is also part of family. Adu ide ನಮ್ಮ ಮೂರು ಜನರಲ್ಲಿ. But yeah, I think they are prepared to face the world.
So as soon as I heard of that, I think before we've also spoken now ನೀವು ಮಾತಾಡಿದ್ವಿ. ಸೊ ಐ ವಾಸ್ ಲೈಕ್ ಓಕೆ, ಈ ತರ ಇದ್ರೆ ಬಹಳ ಇಂಟ್ರೆಸ್ಟಿಂಗ್ ಆಗಿರೋದು. ಪಿ ಯು ಸಿ ಎಲ್ಲ ಓದ್ಬೇಕಾಗಿರ್ಲಿಲ್ಲ. ಇಟ್ ವುಡ್ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಬಿನ್ ಅ ವೆರಿ ಇಂಟ್ರೆಸ್ಟಿಂಗ್ ಸ್ಪೇಸ್. ಐ ಡೋಂಟ್ ನೋ ಇಫ್ ಈ ಟ್ರ್ಯಾಕ್ ಬರ್ತಾ ಇದ್ನೋ ಇಲ್ಲ ಗೊತ್ತಿಲ್ಲ. ಬಟ್ ಎಸೆನ್ಷಿಯಲಿ ಐ ಥಿಂಕ್ ದಟ್ಸ್ ಅ ಸ್ಪೇಸ್, ಪಾಸಿಬ್ಲಿ ಲುಕಿಂಗ್ ಅಟ್ ಮೈ ಕರಿಯರ್ ಟ್ರಜೆಕ್ಟರಿ. I would have loved something like this. So I only got serious about studies because ಓದಿದ್ರೆ ಕೆಲಸ ಸಿಗುತ್ತೆ. ಕೆಲಸ ಸಿಕ್ಕಿದ್ರೆ
Yeah,
ದುಡ್ಡು ಬರುತ್ತೆ. ದುಡ್ಡು ಬರ್ಬೇಕು ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಕೆಲಸ ಮಾಡ್ಬೇಕು. ಸೊ ಕೆಲಸ ಮಾಡ್ಬೇಕು ಅಂದ ತಕ್ಷಣ ಓದ್ಬೇಕು. ಸೊ ದಟ್ ಇಸ್ ದ
exactly.
aspect. And I enjoyed reading. I think I enjoyed learning. And I enjoyed examinations. ನನಗೆ ಯಾವತ್ತೂ ಭಯ ಇರ್ತಾ ಇಲ್ಲ. ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಹೋಗಿ ಕೂತ್ಕೊಳ್ತೇನೆ. ನಾನು ಎಲ್ಲಾ ಎಕ್ಸಾಮಲ್ಲೂ ನಿದ್ದೆ ಮಾಡ್ಬಂದಿದ್ದೀನಿ. ಸೊ ಯಾವುದೇ ಕೆಲವೇ ಎಕ್ಸಾಮ್ಗಳಲ್ಲಿ ನಿದ್ದೆ ಮಾಡಿಲ್ಲ. ನಾನು ಬರೀ ಹಾಲ್ ಟಿಕೆಟ್ ಪೆನ್ನು ಪೇಪರ್ ತಗೊಂಡು ಎಕ್ಸಾಮ್ಗೆ ಹೋಗ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೆ. ಬೇರೆಲ್ಲ ಬುಕ್ ಗಿಕ್ಕೆಲ್ಲ ತಗೊಂಡು ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಕೂತ್ಕೊಂಡು ಎಲ್ಲ ಓದ್ಕೊಂಡು ಚೀಟ್ ಕೋಡ್ ಎಲ್ಲ ಇಟ್ಕೊಂಡು ನನಗೆ ಬರ್ಸಿದ 6 ಕ್ವಶನ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ 8 ಕ್ವಶನ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ 6 ಕ್ವಶನ್ ಅಂದ್ರೆ 6 ಕರೆಕ್ಟ್ ಆಗಿ ಅಟೆಂಡ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು ನಿದ್ದೆ ಮಾಡಿ ಬರ್ತೈತೆ. ಸೊ
This reminds me, ನಾನು ನನ್ನ ಮಗಳಿಗೆ ಅಯ್ಯೋ ಯಾಕೆ ಇಷ್ಟೆಲ್ಲ ಟೆನ್ಷನ್ ತಗೋದು, ಇಷ್ಟೆಲ್ಲ ಓದ್ಕೊಂಡು ನಿಂಗೆ ಅದು ಬರಲ್ಲ ಇದು ಬರಲ್ಲ ಅಂತಾರೆ, ಯಾಕೆ ಬೇಕು, ಆರಾಮಾಗಿ ಮಂದಿ ಇರ್ಬಾರ್ದ ಅಂತ ನಾನು. ಇಲ್ಲ, ಐ ಲೈಕ್ ಟು ಗೋ ಟು ಸ್ಕೂಲ್, ಐ ವಾಂಟ್ ಟು ಗೋ ಟು ಸ್ಕೂಲ್. ಓಕೆ ಫೈನ್, ಫೇರ್ ಇನಫ್. ಸೊ ಎವ್ರಿ ಇಯರ್ ವಿ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ದಿಸ್ ರಿವ್ಯೂ, all three of us said, do you want to continue next year? If you want to continue, why do you want to go to school next year? Because why is very important. Don't go for others, don't go because this. Why? Because I want to. So when I asked her that sometimes you're upset with your friends that they bully you, sometimes you're upset that ನಿಂಗೆ teachers ಗೆ ಹಿಂಗೆ ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ, maths is difficult, spellings ಬರಲ್ಲ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ. She said, listen, I know it's difficult, but I'm being prepared for life. These are preparing for the challenges of life. So I want to go to school. I'm like, okay, fair enough. Like you said, you enjoyed exams. If she's enjoying all that, it's her choice, but it's not coming from me forcibly. All I want for the children is accountability, ownership, and responsibility. So take responsibility of your life, own it up, whatever it is, good, bad, ugly, own it up, and then have accountability for it. ಏನ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬೇಕು ಅದ್ ಮಾಡು. Oh, ಇದಾಗ್ಲಿಲ್ಲ, you, I can't do this, I can't. Then okay, so if you are not happy with something in your life, do whatever it takes to do that. If you feel I'm not good looking, figure out how to make it good looking. If you feel I'm not good at maths, if that's what you've chosen to go to school, then it's one of the criteria. Then put your effort. That is something I stick to. But ಹಾಗಂತ ನಾನು ಫೋರ್ಸ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಹೋಮ್ವರ್ಕ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಅವಳು ಹೋಮ್ವರ್ಕ್ ಮಾಡಲಿಲ್ಲ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ತಲೆನೂ ಕೆಡ್ಸ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಲ್ಲ, ಬಿಕಾಸ್ ಶಿ ಹ್ಯಾಸ್ ಟು ಫೇಸ್ ದ ಕಾನ್ಸಿಕ್ವೆನ್ಸಸ್. ಐ ವಿಲ್ ರಿಮೈಂಡ್ ಹರ್ ಎಷ್ಟೊತ್ತಿಗೆ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ ಕೇಳ್ತೀನಿ. ಅಂಡ್ ಇವಾಗಂತೂ ನಾ ಕೇಳ್ತಾನಿಲ್ಲ. ಇನಿಷಿಯಲ್ 6 months ಐ ಸಪೋರ್ಟೆಡ್ ಬಿಕಾಸ್ ಇಟ್ಸ್ ಆಲ್ ನ್ಯೂ ಟು ಹರ್. ಸ್ಕೂಲು, ಹೋಮ್ವರ್ಕ್ ಎಲ್ಲ ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಹೊಸದಾಗಿತ್ತು ಅವಳಿಗೆ. ಇಟ್ ವಾಸ್ ಪಾಪ ಪ್ರೆಷರೈಸಿಂಗ್ ಇತ್ತು ಇನಿಷಿಯಲಿ, ಬಟ್ ಶಿ ಡಿಡ್ ಕೋಪ್ ಅಪ್ ವೆರಿ ವೆಲ್. ಎಷ್ಟೋ ಜನ ಅನ್ಕೋತಾರೆ ಹೋಮ್ ಸ್ಕೂಲಿಂಗ್ ಮಕ್ಕಳು ಅಥವಾ ಅನ್ಸ್ಕೂಲಿಂಗ್ ಓಪನ್ ಲರ್ನಿಂಗ್ ಹೇಗೆ ಹೋಗ್ತಾರೆ ಸ್ಕೂಲ್ಗೆ. He did it beautifully.
ಸುನೀರ್ ಕುಡಿದ್ರಿ ಅಷ್ಟೊಂದು ಮಾತಾಡ್ಬಿಟ್ಟಿದ್ದೀರಾ?
ಹೇಳಿ.
ಲೈಫಲ್ಲಿ ವೆನ್ ಡು ಯು ಟೇಕ್ ಅ ಪಾಸ್?
As in my time? By the way, every day I need a pause, a small pause. Sometimes I don't ride or drive. I go in this Rapido or Uber, Ola, so that when they are driving, I can close my eyes, sit, and that's a pause for me. I go on a walk. I usually go on a barefoot walk whenever I go. Hug a tree. That's my pause. Even when I'm drinking water, if I don't get the whole day is busy, I take a pause till I drink. So I think I'm taking pauses every now and then. Otherwise, I go crazy. If I'm on autopilot, if I'm not present, then gone case. People had it around me. I'll become cranky or critical or shrewd. Then it's so when I'm being cranky, kids say, okay, ಕೆಲಸ ಮಾಡು, sit in your room ಒಂದು 5 ನಿಮಿಷ, then we'll talk to you. Right now, let's not talk. Look, wait. Right now, I'm behaving in a very, damaging way. So I need a pause and but I go. That's what we followed. Even when my daughter was 2 years old, she was crying and cranky. I said, okay, I see that you're upset. Do you want to sit in the room for 2 minutes? ಇಲ್ಲ ಹೋಗಲ್ಲ ಅಂತಿದ್ಲು. ನಾನು ಗುಡುಗುಡು ಕೂರ್ಸ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಸುಮ್ಮನೆ ನಾ ಬಟ್ಟೆ ಮಾಡಿಸ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೆ. It became such a habit. At 3, she said, I'm angry with you. I'll go sit in the room and come ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಹತ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಹೋಗಿ 3 ವರ್ಷ ಇದ್ದಾಗ ರೂಮಲ್ಲಿ ಕೂತ್ಕೊಂಡು 5 ನಿಮಿಷ ಆದ್ಮೇಲೆ ನಾನು ಐ ಓಕೆ ಅಂತ ಬರೋಡು. So it's become a habit for all of us to just take a pause, take our time, process it, gather ourselves, and then come and talk. So yeah, I take a lot of pauses, by the way.
ಇಂಟ್ರೆಸ್ಟಿಂಗ್. ಸೊ ಯಾವ ತರ ಬುಕ್ ಬರೀಬೇಕು ಅಂತ ಅನ್ಕೊಂಡಿದ್ದೀರಾ? ಎನಿ ಆಟೋಬಯೋಗ್ರಫಿ?
Yes, but I don't know how to start. I don't know what to write. I don't know how to write, but I want to write a book, but I don't know how, what, where. ಇದೇ ತರಲ್ಲಿ. Like I've written blogs, 30-day challenge blog ಮಾಡಿದ್ದೀನಿ. So, of course, by the way, when I was a kid, I was not good in English, grammar, vocabulary. So I never thought I would ever write a blog. And now I'm thinking of a book. And one book, one chapter ಬರ್ದಿದ್ದೀನಿ about my entrepreneurship. But ಅವಾಗ ಅನ್ನಿಸ್ತು, why not write my own book? I have thought about it. ಇನ್ನು ಕ್ಲಾರಿಟಿ ಬಂದಿಲ್ಲ ಯಾವ ತರ ಬರಿಬೇಕು ಅಂತ. Every time it's a new idea which comes up, but ಯಾವುದು this is the one ಅಂತ intuitively ಅನ್ಸಿಲ್ಲ. ಬರುತ್ತೆ, ಎಷ್ಟು ವರ್ಷ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ ಗೊತ್ತಿಲ್ಲ, ಬರುತ್ತೆ.
ಏನು, what will you name it?
I think it'll be around discovering yourself, falling in love with yourself, knowing who you are. It'll be more to do with self. I was thinking of writing a blog about acknowledging, because when I had a session with a client, acknowledging ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ what is acknowledging? I acknowledge, no. So agreeing and giving solutions. People felt it's acknowledging. So I felt I should write. Then I'm like, maybe in a book I can write only feelings of these things. I don't know. I'm thinking a lot of things.
Mm, interesting. ಇಂಟ್ರೆಸ್ಟಿಂಗ್. ಸೊ ಐ ಥಿಂಕ್ ಇದೊಂದು ಹೊಸ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪೆರಿಮೆಂಟ್ ಕೆಲವು ಬ್ಲಾಗ್ಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಕೆಲವು ಪಾಡ್ಕಾಸ್ಟ್ ಟ್ರೈ ಮಾಡಿದ್ವಿ. ಸೊ ವಿ ಆಸ್ ದ ಅಟ್ ಲೀಸ್ಟ್ ದಿ ಪಾಡ್ಕಾಸ್ಟ್ ಆರ್ ದ ಗೆಸ್ಟ್ ಆಫ್ ಆನರ್ ಟು ಆಸ್ಕ್ ಮೀ ಅ ಕ್ವಶನ್. ಒಂದೇ ಕ್ವಶನ್, ಎರಡೆರಡು ಕೇಳಂಗಿಲ್ಲ.
Okay. Mm, what part of today's podcast was inspiring you, which might have impacted you?
What part of the podcast was inspiring? Hmm. I will go all lengths to keep people in your life, chuck people in your life. I think also sometimes laughing at your own jokes, even at the most sometimes the most socially awkward situations for others. We are in our own sweet world, and ನಮ್ಗೆ ನಮ್ ಖುಷಿ ಅದು. So that's how it is. So I think that was something that inspired. I think all across. I think Sunita, you are a very interesting, inspiring person, and I don't think one episode is enough for us. It's still touching the surface. So I think also that I think ನಿಮ್ಮ ನೋಡಿದಾಗ ಮಾತಾಡಿಸಿದಾಗ that entire conversation that happened. I think that ಸ್ವಿಚ್ ಆಫ್ ಆಗಿ ಸ್ವಿಚ್ ಆನ್ ಆದಾಗ ನೀವು ದಟ್ ಇಂಟೆನ್ಸಿಟಿ ಯು ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಆಸ್ ಅನ್ ಇಂಡಿವಿಜುವಲ್, it's another level altogether in terms of how quickly you can switch off and let people know that no, I'm not in the right space, and then you're back. ಒಂಥರ uh, you're like that detective that's now on a hunt saying ಇಲ್ಲ ಏನೋ ಹುಡ್ಕೊಂಡ್ ತಡೀರಿ ಅಂತ.
When did you see? I mean, when was that experience? I'm curious.
Not in the podcast, but
Uh,
generally, I read people professionally. I read people without them knowing that I've read them. So ಹಾಗಾಗಿ that's there. But anyways, your two questions are you already gone to two questions. Come back.
Very smart I am. See, quickly, that's what I.
So what has been the most surprising of all things? Saying that Sunitha, and this was a surprise for you.
Nita, and this was a surprise. Me doing something in my life.
Doing, being, whatever.
Hmm. I think what all happened in my life, I never thought I would do. I never thought I would divorce. I never thought I would be a trainer. I never thought I would be a life coach. Would run a business. I would never. And by the way, you know what? This is my first podcast. So you are the person who is. I always wanted to start a podcast, and so now I have one attended first one. So surprising element is who I am today is now more of an acceptance. But I think everything I've done has always been beyond my comfort zone, going beyond what I thought I could do, but ended up doing more than that. Starting a business, closing a business, restarting. Uh, I think, yeah. Even now with my kids, when 19, he's 19, every now I have to do something new because I have never been a mother of a 19-year-old. So first time for me. And I've never been a mother of a 19 and a 13. First time for me. So it's always surprising. Um, but I feel very blessed and happy to be who I am. I think I was telling somebody yesterday that, yeah, it can be annoying because I'm very intense. I'm a deep thinker, and for relationships I can have certain uncomfortable questions and conversations, but that's what makes me who I am. So I'm very happy with every good, bad, ugly of me, and I'm very thankful to God for making me who I am, the way I am: quirky, goofy, dumb, stupid, uh, smart, everything. So I think the surprising element is how I've turned down from I don't like myself to I love the way I am. I think that's one surprising element, I would say, in so many years.
So PhD in self judgment to now PhD in what?
Embracing yourself.
I actually a PhD in self-judgment to UKG in Watan Kerala ಕೂಡ but ಬೇಡ ಅಂತ ಸುಮ್ನೆ. Interesting. Hmm. So and again life coach because I'm a credentialed coach from the foundation and all the other
I
stuff.
see.
Right. So there's also a space. I think the first time we spoke, we said, "Huh, I think there could be an acceptable space where there could be fantastic people who are life coaches." And I think a few of your videos that I have seen around how you have used, I think one of those interesting ones, I think in Narna use Madi, you've done something with kids. I think I still, for me, that is something very interesting. So what was the turning point, or what was the trigger point to become a facilitator? How did you grow into that role as a facilitator?
Which video you're talking about, kids, the
I don't know. Discover me, ಇರ್ಬೇಕದು.
summer camp?
Discover me with something around threads and I think garland making through this. I was like
Oh
crazy.
yeah,
This
yeah, the coconut
coconut on top of the coconut. ಏನಂತಾರೆ ಅದಕ್ಕೆ?
flour, coconut flour.
ಹಾ.
Yeah, yeah, right. Um, I think if I always tell my kids that I'm so grateful for you guys. ನೀವು ಹುಟ್ಟಿರ್ಲಿಲ್ಲ ಅಂದ್ರೆ probably I wouldn't have discovered my so many sides of me. I became a facilitator because I wanted to be a better mother, better parent. I didn't want them to go through what I went through in terms of being compared, in terms of being belittled, in terms of not trusting me or always making me wrong. So ಆ ಒಂದು ಉದ್ದೇಶದಲ್ಲಿ ನಾನು I wanted to keep growing and evolving as a parent, as an individual. So that's how to facilitate them. Even I started school so that I can be with my son. ಅವ್ನು ಒಂದೊಂದುವರೆ ವರ್ಷದಲ್ಲಿ ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಹೋಗಕ್ಕೆ ನಂಗೆ ಬೇರೆಯವ್ರ ಹತ್ರ ಇಷ್ಟ ಇರಲಿಲ್ಲ, ಅವ್ರ ಜೊತೆ ಇರಬೇಕು. So I think they have made me a better individual. And as I said, ಆರೋಹಿಗೆ ಹೋದಾಗ ಫೆಸಿಲಿಟೇಷನ್ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಆಕ್ಚುಲಿ ಏನು ಅಂತ ಅರ್ಥ ಆಯ್ತು. ಇಲ್ಲಾಂದ್ರೆ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ತನಕ ಟೀಚಿಂಗ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೆ ನಾನು. I would tell children what to do. And later I started like, okay, facilitation is not telling people, but being there, asking the right questions where they figure it out. So I think Ali it shifted. And also, as I said, my mentor in 2003, I met Richard Alexander, my mentor, who showed me. I don't think I would have done all these adventurous things without him introducing me to all these wonderful, non-judgmental uh, qualities. And I don't think I would have done that. So I think, yeah, ಅವರಿಂದನೂ ನಾನು ವಾಟ್ ಇಸ್ ಫೆಸಿಲಿಟೇಷನ್ ಕಲ್ತ್ಕೊಂಡೆ. ಅಂಡ್ ಆರೋಹಿಲಿ ರತ್ನೇಶ್ ಅದಿತಿ ಲೀಲಾ ಮೂರ್ ಜನ, from them I learned more about facilitation. It deepened it because there were so many online courses that Arohi organized. ಅದರಲ್ಲಿ ನಾನು ಈಗಲೂ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ ಜಾಗೃತಿ ಅಂತ ಈಗಲೂ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ. ಪೇರೆಂಟ್ ನೋ ಪೇರೆಂಟ್ ಎಜುಕೇಶನ್ ನೋ ಎಜುಕೇಶನ್. ಐ ಥಿಂಕ್ ಇಟ್ಸ್ ಅ ವಂಡರ್ಫುಲ್ ಪ್ಲಾಟ್ಫಾರ್ಮ್ ಫಾರ್ ಆಲ್ ಆಫ್ ಅಸ್ ಟು ಅಟೆಂಡ್. ಸೊ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ನನಗೆ ಫೆಸಿಲಿಟೇಷನ್ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ತುಂಬಾ ಇಂಟ್ರೆಸ್ಟ್. ಅಂಡ್ ಈಗಲೂ ಆಸ್ ಅ ಟ್ರೈನರ್, ಆಸ್ ಅ ಫೆಸಿಲಿಟೇಟರ್, ನಾವು ಐಮ್ ವರ್ಕಿಂಗ್ ವಿತ್ ಅಜಿತ್ ಕಾಯ್ಕಿನಿ, as you know, sir. So he's 71 and the energy he brings in, the examples he brings in, it's so amazing. And even now I get to learn. So it's like I'm being a learner throughout my life. So the best quality in me is I learn and I implement, and then they say what worked, what did not. And then I go ask them, you told me this, I tried this worked, this did now tell me what else. So that's something which is helping me in my facilitation, in my training, in my life coaching, in my life. Being an open to learn has been how my facilitation is improved, I would say. I don't know, did I answer your question? Did I go into a different tangent?
ಪರವಾಗಿಲ್ಲ. All tangents are welcome.
Your question was, how did I become a facilitator? So I think I've answered it, yeah.
And other jothe, yeah, I think any adventures that come with it. So very open questions. So we are again, it's a podcast. It's not like, oh, this is the track you should run. So you can run whatever tracks, whatever is your 100 meters, 400 meters. Even if you stop at 30 meters, that's your run. That's your run. So, and yeah, I think also one of the things that I also observed across our conversations is uh, honesty to yourself. I think also that space is very strong. And Yeah, I think that's also maybe Sunita minus the honesty to herself. I don't know what the definition is.
Very difficult for me. I think those are my values. Authenticity, genuine honesty, connection. I think I thrive on that. Uh, if I feel I'm not being honest to self or the people around me, sakat kashta ಆಗ್ತಿರುತ್ತೆ ನಂಗೆ. And then till I talk to them, till I put it out, I'll be like, didn't say. So I can't. I think there was also a call which you supported me to figure out that I was not being truthful to myself. That's why it was so uncomfortable for me. So it is very important for me. And see, ಏನ್ ಗೊತ್ತಾ, ಸುಳ್ಳು ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ ನಾಕ್ ಕಟ್ಕೋಬೇಕು, ನಿಜ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ ನಾಕ್ ಕಟ್ಕೋಬೇಕು. ಸಿಂಪಲ್. ಯಾವನಿ ಟೆನ್ಷನ್ ಇದೆ, ಬೇಕಾಷ್ಟು ಟೆನ್ಷನ್ ಇದೆ. ಮನೆ ಹುಡ್ಕು, ಅಮ್ಮನ ನೋಡ್ಕೋ, ಅಡುಗೆ ಮಾಡು, ತಿಂಡಿ ಮಾಡಿ, ಏನ್ ಮಾಡ್ಲಿ ಅದೇ ಟೆನ್ಷನ್. ಇದ್ರ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಇದು ಬೇರೆ ಯಾಕೆ ಬೇಕು ಸುಮ್ಮನೆ. ಸೊ
Yeah.
ಏನಿದೆ ಪಟ್ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ಬಿಟ್ರೆ ಮುಗ್ದೋಯ್ತು ಕತೆ, ಆಗೋಯ್ತು. ಬಟ್ ಐ ವಾಸ್ ವೆರಿ ಏನಂತಾರೆ, ಕಡ್ಡಿ ಮುರಿದ್ರೆ ತುಂಬಾ shrewd ಆಗಿ ಹೇಳ್ತಿದ್ದೆ. ಫ್ರಾಂಕ್ ಇದ್ದೆ, ಬಟ್ ಐ ವಾಸ್ ನಾಟ್ ಟ್ರಾನ್ಸ್ಪರೆಂಟ್. Being frank, I wouldn't bother about how it landed to other person. But now I think I've polished myself in a way where I am transparent, but still sensitive. So I'm aware of how it reaches the other person. If they are not ready, like I wouldn't go and talk about my divorce and blah blah blah, my so many stuff which I can aram se talk, but ಬೇರೆಯವ್ರಿಗೆ ಅಯ್ಯೋ ಹೌದಾ ಅಂತ they become very heavy with it. So ಯಾರು ಎಷ್ಟು ತಗೋತಾರೆ ಅವ್ರಿಗೆ ಅಷ್ಟು ಕೊಡ್ತೀವಿ. So yeah, but yeah,
Mhm.
authenticity is very important. If I'm not
Interesting.
connected to you, then I can't work with you. I can't do too much. So Nanga connection is also important at any level, whatever level it is, friendship, acquaintance, trainers, whatever. But a connection is also very important. It's like switch ಹಾಕಿದ್ರೆ light ಬರುತ್ತಲ್ಲ connection. So connection ಇದ್ರೆ light ಬರುತ್ತೆ.
ಕರೆಂಟ್ ಇದ್ರೆ ಮಾತ್ರ ಲೈಟ್ ಬರೋದು. ಸ್ವಿಚ್ ಇದ್ರು ಕನೆಕ್ಟ್ ಇದ್ರು ಹಂಗೆ.
ಕರೆಕ್ಟ್, ಅದನ್ನ ಹೇಳಿದ, ಆ ಕನೆಕ್ಷನ್ ಇರಬೇಕು. ಪ್ಲಸ್ ಮೈನಸ್ ಕನೆಕ್ಷನ್ ಇಲ್ಲ ಅಂದ್ರೆ, ನೆಗೆಟಿವ್ ಪಾಸಿಟಿವ್ ಕನೆಕ್ಷನ್ ಇಲ್ಲ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಸ್ವಿಚ್ ಇದ್ರೂ ಉಪಯೋಗ ಇಲ್ಲ. ಸೊ ಕನೆಕ್ಷನ್ ಇಸ್ ಇಂಪಾರ್ಟೆಂಟ್.
Absolutely, absolutely. So, if you had to take a part in, if you go in as a character for any of the Ramayana, Mahabharata, any of the Indian stories, who would you go in as and why?
Interesting question. Yeah, yes, super tali ಓಡಿಸ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀರಾ ನನಗೆ. Good, see, my mood changed. Thank you for asking this question. Good, I came and chose to do podcast. I think what's coming up right now is Hanuman. Why Hanuman? Vandu, the amount of dedication and commitment he had towards Rama, Sita. I'm very, I was not, now I am. I've learned that. That's why, as I said, I committed ಈ ಮಂತ್ ಒಳಗೆ ನಿಮಗೆ ಪಾಡ್ಕಾಸ್ಟ್ ಕೊಡ್ತೀನಿ ಅಂದಿದ್ದೆ, and it has been crazy month, but I said no, I have to give you. ಈಗ 30 ಆಗೋಯ್ತು, ನಾಳೆ 31 ಆಗುತ್ತೆ, ಈಗ before this I have to give him. So that commitment. And then I think he's also crazy and funny, and ಬಾಲ ಇದೆ, ಮಂಗ ಮುಂಡೆದು ನಂತರ ಕೋತಿ ತರ ಆಡುತ್ತೆ, ಚೇಷ್ಟೆ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ. That is also there. And he's also one who brought everybody together to make that safe way. So I bring people together as well, I feel. So that is one. And yeah, ಸಂಜೀವ್ನಿ ಎತ್ಕೊಂಡ್ ನಾನು ಸಿಕ್ಕಾಪಡೆ ಬಟ್ಟೆ ಎತ್ಕೊಂಡು ಓಡಾಡ್ತಿರ್ತೀನಿ. I think, yeah, I connect to Hanuman, Anjaneya. And also very strong by himself, yet vulnerable, smart, but still humble, that ದೇವ್ರೆ ನೀನೇ ಎಲ್ಲ ಅಂತ. So I think I like that quality.
I think that is true. And ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಗೊತ್ತಿತ್ತಾ that Sanjeevani, he took it back and placed it at its origin ಅಂತ.
ಗೊತ್ತಿರ್ಲಿಲ್ಲ, ಬಟ್ ಐ ಥಿಂಕ್ ದಟ್ ವುಡ್ ಬಿ ಮೈ ವ್ಯಾಲ್ಯೂಸ್ ಆಲ್ಸೋ. ತನಿದ್ ವಾಪಸ್ ಇರ್ಬೇಕು, ಅವ್ರಿಗೆ ಅಯ್ಯೋ ಬೇಕು ಮತ್ತೆ ಬೇಕವ್ರಿಗೆ ಬೇರೆಯವ್ರಿಗೆ ಬೇಕಾಗತ್ತೆ ಅಂತ. ಸೊ ಐ ವುಡ್ ಪ್ರಾಬಬ್ಲಿ ಡೂ ದಟ್. ಸೊ ಐ ಆಮ್ ಹ್ಯಾಪಿ ಹಿ ಡಿಡ್ ಇಟ್.
Yeah,
ಗೊತ್ತಿರ್ಲಿಲ್ಲ.
good. So, three favorite foods.
Oh, I love food.
Sweets ಬಿಟ್ಟು.
Anything tasty, yummy. Why did you say that? ನಾನು ಹಾಟ್ ಚಾಕ್ಲೇಟ್ ಫಜ್ ಅಂತ ಇದ್ದೆ ಇವಾಗ. Okay. I think I like food, man. I can't just say three. Paneer idre, yum. Cheese, love cheese. So anything with cheese is good. Anything with paneer is good. And South Indian ali namdu dosa, rasam. comfort food is rasam, anna saru. Anna saru, hapla, ನಿಮ್ಮ ಅಮ್ಮ ಮಾಡಿರೋ ಹಪ್ಪಳ.
ಯಾ 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 ಸೊ
And
ಅಲ್ಲಿಗೆ ಪೇಟೆಂಟ್ ಹಾಕ್ಬಿಡ್ವಿ ನಾವು. ಟ್ರೇಡ್ ಮಾರ್ಕ್ ಹಾಕ್ಬಿಡ್ವಿ.
so so ನಿಮ್ಮ ಅಮ್ಮ ಮಾಡಿರೋ ಹಪ್ಪಳ, ಅನ್ನ ಸಾರು, ಮೊಸರನ್ನ, ಬಿಸಿ ಬಿಸಿ ಅನ್ನ ಸಾರು, ತುಪ್ಪ should be there.
ಸೊ 7 ಕಾಲ್ ಆಗೋಯ್ತು, 1 hour ಆಗೋಗಿದೆ. ಸೊ ಹೌ ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಮೊದಲನೇ ಪಾಡ್ಕಾಸ್ಟ್, ಮೊದಲನೇ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪೀರಿಯನ್ಸ್ 30ನೇ ತಾರೀಕಿಗೆ ಕರೆಕ್ಟ್ ಆಗಿ ಡೆಲಿವರ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬಿಟ್ಟಿದ್ದೀರಾ. ಸೊ ಹೇಗನ್ಸ್ತದೆ? ಹೌ ಯು ಫೀಲಿಂಗ್?
Glad I came in. It was nice to have this conversation. Actually 7 ಗಂಟೆ ಆದಾಗಲೇ ನೋಡ್ತಿದ್ದೆ, ಅಯ್ಯೋ 7 ಕಾಲ ಆಗ್ತಿದ್ದಿಲ್ಲ ಅಂತ ನೋಡ್ತಿದ್ದೆ. But I trust you know the time ಅಂತ. It has been a great experience, and I feel very comfortable with you. Though, as you said, though we know only for 5-6 months, and it was a BNI connection, but ಅದರಿಂದ ನಾವು ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ it more became a personal friendship connection to human connection. ಸೊ ನನ್ಗೂ ಐ ನೋ ಯು ಫ್ರಮ್ ಮೆನಿ ಇಯರ್ಸ್, ಒಳ್ಳೆ ಕುಂಟೆಬಲ್ ಆಡ್ಕೊಂಡು ಬಂದಿದೀವಿ ಅನ್ನೋ ತರಾನೇ ಅನ್ಸುತ್ತೆ ನನ್ಗೂ. ಲಗೋರಿ ಕುಂಟೆಬಲ್ ಆಡ್ಕೊಂಡು. ಸೊ ಯಾ, ಐ ಥಿಂಕ್ you hold space very well. Good questions you ask. You make people reflect and think. You're an amazing person, and that shows the way you accept. I've always felt safe and comfortable with you. Though we were quite new, I think I felt very safe and comfortable in first or second visit to talk about many topics. So yeah, we explored to do a few things, parenting workshops and journaling. And then I'm happy that my first, actually there was an incident. One person asked me, can you do the podcast? I said, okay. And I was very prepared. And then ಅವಾಗ ನಂದು ಏನೋ issue ಇತ್ತು, some app I had downloaded long back, ನಂಗೆ ಗೊತ್ತೂ ಇಲ್ಲ. Whenever I log ಆಗ್ತಿತ್ತು to write down the notes, he thought maybe I'm some terrorist or something. I guess he got so scared the minute that came. I said, no, I don't know what it is, but yeah, I can remove it, I can delete it. He said, no, I don't want to do the podcast. And he just vanished. It was like, okay, what just happened? He came, he just left, and I'm like, I'm staying there in the room, and I did not know what just happened. And I'm glad with you, it was the first time. I feel good about it. I feel nice about it. I feel uh, this will contribute to many people, and it's contributing to me right now because I feel good about my space. My mindset shifted from being low to again feeling energetic and alive. So yeah, I feel good about it. Thank you so much for being a wonderful person you are.
ಐ ಥಿಂಕ್ ದೇರ್ ಆರ್ ಮೋರ್ ಪಾಡ್ಕಾಸ್ಟ್, ಸ್ಮಿತಾ. ಸೊ ನಿಮ್ಮಲ್ಲಿ ಸಾಕಷ್ಟು ಪಾಡ್ಕಾಸ್ಟ್ಗಳು, ಸಾಕಷ್ಟು ಕಥೆಗಳಿವೆ, ಸಾಕಷ್ಟು ಪುಸ್ತಕಗಳಿವೆ. ಸೊ ದೇರ್ ಆರ್ ಮೋರ್ ಬುಕ್ಸ್ ವಿತ್ ಇನ್ ಯು ಆಸ್ ಅ ರೈಟರ್, ಆಸ್ ಅ ಪರ್ಸನ್ ಆಫ್ person who generally reads people. I can see there is something more. But yeah, for this podcast, we will have to pass. But I'm sure there are more. There's always
Yeah,
adventures ahead. So we will catch up. Thank you for your time today. And I'm sure there's always people who will benefit. And for everybody else who I have to cajole them saying, "Illappa Bunny," people will actually get inspired by whatever you're sharing. Their first question is who's going to get inspired. I'm like, I have a first subscriber here, and then it does not matter if nobody listens to. I have listened to you, and I feel that that's an inspiring part. So I am sure that there will be so many other nuggets that people will resonate to and people will respond to it. So thank you for your time. More podcasts to come, and thank you.
thank you so much. I'm glad I did this. Even if one person gets something out of it, great. But yeah, we'll do more podcasts. Thank you so much, Sunita.
Absolutely, absolutely.